First get together with Mahalia. Now I know you're, I said Mahalia's first generation gospel singer. You're second generation. You're a lot younger.
Yeah.
So when did you get together with Mahalia, and how did it come about?
Well, when I was a little girl, Mahalia used to come to our church and sing all the time.
Now which church was
West
that?
Point Baptist Church, 36 in Cottage Grove. And
you want to turn up the radio, honey?
And I used to just make all of the programs, you know. I used to be there all the time. I was in the choir at the church and all.
How did she, as a little girl, how did she strike you? What effect did she have on you?
She inspired me in every way. I just didn't think it was nobody like Mahalia Jackson. She was such a singer and such a personality as well, you know. And as I grew up, I was singing, you know. I sung with Robert Anderson and I sung with Willie Webb. And this is how I became involved with Mahalia. You know? And I would, all of her programs that I could go to, I would. And when she was standing out on Prairie, 37, I think it is, Prairie.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that address.
I used to just go to her house, just go there anyway, without being invited.
Yeah.
And she said, used to kid me all the time. She said, girl, Hal, you just so much like I was when I was young. She said, you just got so much nerves, and now you can come up in my house, and I ain't invited you in here. And you just refuse to leave. She said, well, I can't fault you, because you just remind me so much of myself when I was coming up, you know. So this is how I became so close to Mahalia.
Would she sometimes give you advice about?
All the time. She would always try to run your life.
Yeah.
You know, she'd always tell you, you shouldn't do this, and don't you do that. And don't you do this, and don't you do that. You just think you've grown. You want to be grown so bad, she used to say all the time. No, I just want to hang out with you, that's all. Actually, that was really the way it was with Mahalia and myself. And nobody could understand how the relationship as far as Mahalia and myself was concerned. Even though I was, so much younger than her, I would always kid with her and signify with her. And, tell her what I thought about her. People couldn't understand that, you know. They couldn't understand how I could talk to Mahalia like I did and how she could accept it like she did, you know. But I would always signify with Mahalia, talk about her like a dog.
Now what?
And she would laugh, that would tickle her, that was just her joy, you know, because I feel that, nobody else had nerve enough to talk to her like I did. And this just killed her, you know.
Yeah.
And she would this was just her joy with me. She called me in the middle of the night. Come on, go with me. Come on, be with me. And we'd have so much fun, you know. I said, hey, I don't remember from the time that, from that time up until about 5 or 6 years ago.
Now, what was this first time that you're talking about? When you were a little girl, what was the earliest year of your association, would you figure?
About 12, 13 years old, when I became, when I would go over to her house. But even much younger than that, when I met her at the church.
Yeah, yeah, right. Now,
and it was
when you were little. Now, that was in the
1930s.
Yeah, right. When she wasn't a big star then.
No. And then when I first went to her home on a Prairie, I had begun to sing, do professional work by that time. I sing with Robert Anderson, as I said, and Willie Webb, and I became, began to know her.
Right.
And she began to know me, really.
Now, what was the group that they speak of Mahalia had a group that traveled with us at one period. She would have a group, but
I don't remember. I don't.
Did you know what was the period during which Della Reese was going along with her in summertime? That was just on the West Coast, I expect.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I had because that be something that just that publicity people use, you know, as they so often do. So they choose with the Mahalia Jackson singers. Well, I never heard Mahalia say that she had any Mahalia Jackson singers as such.
I don't know about that.
But at any rate, you'd sometimes go along on her programs when she'd have a program here and there.
Right. And I'd go to all of it in the city.
Yeah.
I'd go to all of the programs here in the city. And once in a while, she would take me with her when she would go on a tour, go out of town and sing,
Can you tell me about one of those times that sticks in your memory when something happened?
This last time, when she had this affair in New York, Salute to Black Women.
Yes.
I went on that tour with her. She was in Philadelphia. And
she was in Philadelphia first.
Yeah, but we were staying in New York. She had rented an apartment there, and I was staying up there with her.
But where did you stay in New York for that?
Lennox Terrace. She stayed in Lennox Terrace.
And this is during the time that she was getting ready and doing the promotion and so forth on the Salute to Black Women.
Right.
She went up how many weeks in advance, would you say?
Oh, I think she lived there for about 2 months because she was there before I came.
Because I remember she called me from New York, but you don't always write everything down.
She had called me on the phone. In fact, she was in the process of moving. In fact, I was helping her move,
you mean
furniture
from Indiana
up
to
the
condominium?
And she had left the keys with me because she was expecting some furniture and things that she had ordered, and she was out of town, and so she left me the keys so I could let the people in and out and what have you. And when the last furniture came that she was expecting, she told me to let her know, so I called to let her know that. She says, I want you to come up here because I want you to be on my program. And I was so excited.
Yes, sure. Great.
So I went up there. So she said she was having so much trouble getting around and all. And another friend of hers and mine was Tiny Barnes. He lived in East Chicago. She said, I sure need my car. I said, well, I tell you what, Mahalia, I said, and she wanted Tiny to come up there too, So I told her, I said, well, I tell you what, we bring the car up there, Since we both are coming and both of us drive, I said, so in place of me just coming home, like flying up there, whatever, I said, since you need the car and you don't have the transportation and everything, I said, well, I'll get the car and Tiny and I'll bring it up there.
Now, where was Alan at this point?
Alan was already there. He was there with me.
Yeah, okay.
So she said, would you? You drive? I said, yeah, I'm the best driver I know. She said, yeah, there you go with all that old foolishness.
I know she loved you.
She said, yeah, there you go with all that old foolishness. You're the best driver you know. Look, now, I don't want y'all coming up here going to sleep and tearing up my car. I said, tearing up your car. Hurting me, you mean? I said, now, if I can't drive me, I'll park. I get too sleepy to drive. I know what to do, pull over. But she said, well, if that's what you want to do, down the street here in Kingston.
Yeah.
She said, oh, you want to drive? All right. She said, you got the keys to the house and everything. And a set of keys is there, because the set of keys at the car was the keys to the car was there. So bring the car home. This is what you want to do. So I said, we'll bring it up there for you. So we drove the car up and we got to New York and got to the apartment where she was. Y'all sure didn't make good time. I said, yeah, you with your cheap self. I said, you don't want to spend nothing but the evening. I said, now I tell you what I want. I said, I want to lie up in the hotel and rest while I was driving up in here. Since I was driving the Empress car. I said, Emma should have sent me some of them credit cards and everything, so I could really lived it up on you. Oh, God. But she cussed me out. She said, you just go straight to hell. I ain't got no money for y'all to be lying up in no hotels and everything on me. I said, I brought your car to you, didn't I? I just run with it.
Yeah, right.
So she said, Gal, you tired? I said, no, I'm not tired, because I really wasn't, She said, what you want? You hungry or anything? I said, no, we ain't on the turn back. She reimbursed, she gave us, all the money back and everything. Spent, And, as I said, I was there with him all that time.
That was pretty much of a scramble, wasn't it?
Not really.
No, well, good.
We argued all while I was there. That ain't no big thing, because we argued when she was here, wherever.
Yeah.
I'd always, say things to her that she didn't want to hear, but yet the truth, and she accepted it for what it was worth,
Right.
I let her know that what is that address? I know it was